Hi guys, I think I'm live now. If you can see me, if you can hear me, do let me know in the chat that everything is good. If everything is good, we'll start today's session. This is just a general discussion about CAT because I think most of you would already know that this year's CAT is being conducted by IIM Calcutta. So many people were interested to know whether this would mean that some of the sections would be more difficult or some of the sections would be more easy. So that is basically what we are going to discuss today. Now, before we get into it in detail, let us look at which IIM has conducted the examination in the last few years. So if you're looking at this list, you can find out the IIMs which are conducting the list. For example, in 2018, it was conducted by IIM Calcutta. Then 2019 is IIM Kozhikode, 2020 is IIM Indore, 2021 is IIM Ahmedabad, 2022 is IIM Bangalore, 2013 is IIM Lucknow, and 2024 again it will be held by IIM Calcutta. Now, I know that many people might feel, and probably it is also true to an extent, that which IIM is conducting would not matter with respect to the difficulty level. That is probably true, but it won't hurt for you to go through CAT 2018 in more seriousness. If you're looking at all the slots of CAT 2018, you lose nothing by doing that. If it doesn't impact this year's examination, at least you will get practice of solving one previous year's papers. So on that level, on that aspect, at least I would tell you that go through the CAT 2018 paper. There were two slots in CAT 2018. Definitely go through them. In my opinion, it was not any year where any section stood out as an outlier. For example, even say 4 years later or 5 years later, if people are talking about CAT 2023, I'm sure they would say that CAT 2023 quant was very, very difficult. That way, I think CAT 2018, there was no section which was very, very difficult or very, very easy. I think LRDI, to some extent, I think was on the slightly tougher side, but otherwise, it was not something which was very different or very drastic. These were the percentiles for CAT 2018. Remember that in CAT 2018, the total marks were 300. 100 in, I think, 102 in verbal, I think 102 in quant, and if I'm not wrong, 96 in LRDA. So 102, 102, and 96. 96 in LRDA. These were the percentiles. You could see that the 100 percentile was 238. BRC was 91, the highest score. I think he was a Krakow student also. We know that guy quite well. He, I think, went to IIM Calcutta, the 91 guy in VRC. Anyway, you can see the score in DLR. In quant also, I think there was, it was not bad. 100 percentile was 93 in quant. If you're looking at 99 percentile in verbal, it was 75. Remember that this is 75 out of 102. So if somebody is scoring 75 out of 102, they are getting 99 percentile in verbal. This would essentially mean that the verbal section in that year was definitely on the easier side. Quant, on the other hand, to get 99 percentile was just 55 marks, and LRDI was 45 marks. What I do remember, I'll put it up again. What I do remember was that the LRDI section, I think, was slightly on the tougher side in CAT 2018. You can again go through it in detail, but verbal section was definitely on the easier side, and quant, I think, was not either not very difficult or not very easy. This was as far as the percentile for CAT 2018 was concerned. I'll just put it up again for any one of you who wants to see the percentiles versus the score. This is the percentile and overall and the score. 90 percentile mark was 1 or 2. This was out of 300. Remember that. So 90 percentile was 1 or 2. 90 percentile in verbal was 52 marks. Again, that tells you certain things. 52 marks out of 1 or 2. That is, if you're scoring half the score, maximum score, you're getting just 90 percentile. This essentially says that the verbal paper was definitely on the very easy side in that year. Please do like the stream, guys. If you like the stream, it will reach more people and it will help us grow. So we have close to 60 people who are watching this stream live. Please do like the stream. I want to get to at least 100 likes before the stream ends. Let me answer a few questions, and after that, I'll continue with the stream. Any research on convener setting the paper? We don't know who is the convener for this year or how he is going to set the paper. But going through CAT 2018 paper will definitely help you. It will definitely give you an idea. I don't expect the difficulty level to be significantly different from what was the case in CAT 2018. I think on some level, every IIM, there will be a signature style to it. If say IIM Lucknow again conducted, I would expect the quant to be again on the tougher side. Similarly, if IIM Calcutta is conducting this year, we can definitely draw good conclusions or good inferences from the CAT 2018 paper. Because if not the same person, at least the department which is conducting it will be the same. So on that note, at least what their priorities are, what the things that they would want to focus on, I think will be similar. Uh, Somebody is asking, okay. Let me answer a few questions. Just give me 1 minute. Nine percentile, how many questions are needed to be correct? That is what I was saying. Yashwant Kumar Bane Unna, Yashwant Nubane Unna. Sujal Chaudhary is asking 9 percentile, how many questions are needed? 9 percentile, see, if you're just looking at the split, even if you're looking at 9 percentile, this is a question that many people actually ask me also. If you're looking at 9 percentile across the years, you can see the wide variance that is there. This is the score versus percentile across the years. Okay, this is the overall score versus percentile. If you're looking at CAT 2000, if you're looking at 9 percentile in CAT 2023, it was 76 marks. 9 percentile in CAT 2022 was 84 marks. 9 percentile in CAT 2021 is 98 marks. In CAT 2020, it was 101 marks. And in CAT 2019, from where basically there were 300 marks, that is 156 out of 300. And CAT 2018, it was 154 out of 300. So you can see that the marks required for 9 percentile is different for every year. So you can't really say that, okay, score say 70 marks and you'll definitely get 9 percentile. But having said that, I think somebody who's scoring above 70 in mocks, I think stands to score well even in the actual examination. Dinu Sindhu saying we could not fix that every IIM will set question paper with a fixed style by seeing CAT 2023 paper last sir. No, basically what I mean is CAT 2023 was set by the decision making department of IIM Lucknow. Now, if IIM Lucknow is conducting the paper again, and if most likely the paper will be again set by the decision making team of IIM Lucknow. So I would expect if the same professor is or the same set of professors are setting the question paper, I would expect the paper to be similar. That is what I was saying. So when IIM Calcutta is setting the paper again, the paper, in my opinion, would be set by the same department in IIM Calcutta. It won't be that suddenly last time decision making set the paper and this time it will be marketing team it would set it up. So the paper would be set by the same department. So the group of professors who are actually setting this paper, I don't know, but if I have to venture a guess, I would say that they would probably be the same people. So same people, if they're setting the paper again, would definitely have similar priorities. If somebody in 2018 felt that, okay, I want to ask certain types of questions, I want to probably set the verbal questions in a particular way, they would obviously, in my opinion, also set it similarly even now. That is what I was saying. So definitely getting an idea, I think you should definitely go through the CAT 2018 paper. It will make you you will be able to make educated guesses after it. Ali Khan is saying, sir, I'm a non-engineer fresher general. Can I crack FMS interview with no extracurricular activities? I think extracurricular activities would definitely help in your interview preparation because you can drive the interview into areas where you're comfortable with. Many people, nearly everybody has strengths in their profile, has weakness in their profile. Some people might be very good at, say, their academics. Some people might have very good sports. Some people might have won many quiz competitions. There'll be certain things that every person has done well and every person has not done well. Everybody will have drawbacks. Everybody will have strengths. So what is important is if you have a lot of extracurricular activities, there'll be a lot of options for you to drive the interview into your areas of strength. If you don't have a lot of extracurricular activities, two things will happen. One, it will be difficult for you to stand out. If you are just another guy with no extracurricular activities, it will be difficult for you to impress the person. Secondly, if the interview is going in a direction which you are not comfortable with, you don't know how to drive it into your area of strength. These are basically the drawbacks if you don't have extracurricular activities. Other than that, it won't be too difficult. If you prepare well, if you rehearse your answers well, I think not having a lot of extracurricular activities will not hurt you too much. Vikrant G. Rao is saying, sir, 2017 and 2023 by IIM Lucknow were completely opposite. Quant was the easiest in 2017, but most difficult in 2023. That also is possible. 2023 was definitely an outlier. 2023, I think, like I was telling earlier, was set by the decision-making team. So it won't be that the paper in 2024 will be exactly same as what was in 2018. But having said that, you lose nothing by going through the CAT 2018 paper. It will at least give you a rough idea about the kind of questions that were asked by IIM Calcutta earlier, which will definitely be just another important data point for you. Ali Khan is saying, sir, can I get 9.5 in CAT in 4 months? Studying 10 hours, crazy. In my opinion, if somebody is studying for 10 hours, it is very difficult for you to concentrate for all the 10 hours. I personally, if I'm working or if I'm doing anything which is intensive, I can't do it for more than 4-5 hours every day. I think after 4 hours, my brain is very, very tired. So I don't think I can do it for more than 4 hours. So if you're studying for 10 hours, I would want to know how efficient it is. How effective is those 10 hours that you're preparing for? Anish Sundar is saying, sir, arithmetic is enough for sectional cutoffs for baby amps. I think that is definitely a good thing. If you're preparing for sectional cutoffs for baby amps, it is definitely useful for you. But the way I would want you to approach it is you should be very good at arithmetic, but you should know the basics of all the topics. The reason for that is because there will be certain questions which will be on the easier side. If it is an easy question, you should be able to answer it. If it is a very simple question in say geometry, you should not just leave it because you haven't prepared geometry. That is how I want you to approach quant section. Guys, we have more than 120 people who are watching this stream live. Please do like the stream so that it will reach more people, and we will continue to do these kind of streams more often. We have 120 people who are watching the stream live and we have only 35 likes. I want to definitely increase the number of likes. So go ahead and please click on the bell icon and please do like the stream. Sai Karthik is saying, sir, can you please review my profile? I stopped reviewing the profiles, man, but I'll just review your profile. Normally, because once I start reviewing profiles, I get inundated with a lot of these profile review requests, and then I can teach nothing else. The profile is okay. Your profile seems to be good. You got 10 in 10th, 96.2 in 12th, 9.8 in graduation, science general category, also a gold medalist. I think your profile is fantastic. The only thing I would find missing in your profile is your work ex. If you're a fresher, that is, I think, the only thing that is missing, which can be improved. I just hope that you're not having a gap here and you're working somewhere, so that your work ex also will start accumulating. But otherwise, I think your profile is pretty good. If you can score 99.5, you'll get many shortlists. Somnath Chakravarti is saying, what type of questions are asked in CAT? Very good question, even though it might seem like a question which is asked by a fresher or somebody who has not taken CAT before. I think everybody has to start their preparation somewhere. So the fact that you're actually asking this question is a good thing. What I would recommend you to do, Somnath, is go to the Krakow website, download the PDF of the CAT previous year's papers. We have the previous papers of CAT 2023, CAT 2022, CAT 2021. I think we have around 15 to 20 years of previous year's papers with detailed solutions, and we have the PDF. You can download it completely for free. Go ahead and at least download the CAT 2023 and CAT 2022. And because I'm talking about IIM Calcutta, which set the paper in CAT 2018 also, go ahead and download the CAT 2018 paper also, the PDF of it. And then start answering the questions. Once you start answering the questions, actually in the PDF itself, you can find the video solution. There'll be a link for the video solution in the PDF itself. Every question will have a video solution, which will help you quite a lot. Praveen K saying, so will DLR be tougher this time? Somehow I get that sense that because DLR was slightly on the easier side last time and Quant was on the difficult side, and a lot of feedback was sent to IIMs regarding Quant of last time. So it is not impossible, it is actually quite plausible that they would err on the side of caution and Quant will be much easier this time. Because last time I think the feedback that they would have received would be stark. Many people would have told them that it is very, very difficult. So I'm assuming they would overcorrect this time. This is just a guess. I have no information. I'm just trying to think from the psychology of the paper setter. So in my opinion, I would think that the paper would be definitely on the easier side as far as Quant is concerned. And because of that, I think all the remaining sections, that is verbal and DLR, might be slightly tougher. Sir, in Quant, how to reach to a level to solve under 2 minutes? Very good question, Sri Mukesh. Before I answer that, can you tell me how many questions you are able to answer in Quant right now? Out of the 22 questions, how many questions do you answer right now? We have 130 people who are watching the stream live. Please do like the stream. I want to definitely get to at least 125 likes before the stream ends. We have only 50 likes, which is not a lot. So please do like the stream so that more people can actually join us. Oscar Singh is saying, sir, I'm planning to give a mock every day from September 1st. What should be my strategy for analysis of the DLR? I think that is not a good strategy, Oscar, because you should not just take a mock for the sake of taking a mock. Mock basically should be used to guide your preparation strategy. Mocks you should use to figure out what you're doing well and what you're not doing well. Look at mocks as Google Maps. You should use Google Maps to figure out the direction. It should not be that you are not driving your car, you're just sitting and watching the Google Maps. That I don't think is a good strategy. So only solving mocks is not going to help you quite a lot. You take a mock, you figure out what you're doing right, what you're not doing right, you figure out what are the topics you should improve upon, what are the kind of questions you're not able to answer, and work on them between mocks. So take one mock after every 3 to 4 days from October 1st or September 1st. I think from September 1st, I want you to take one mock every week. That I think is sufficient. From 15th of October or so, you can maybe increase it to one mock every 4 days, one mock every 5 days. But taking a mock every day from September 1st is just an overkill. That is not going to help you. I want you to spend time between mocks to improve in your areas of weakness. That also is very, very important. We have just started a 3-month crash course, which is starting today. So if somebody hasn't enrolled to any course, or somebody is looking for a good guided program for you to go through the entire syllabus in the remaining 3 months, you should definitely check out the Kraku 3-month course. It has just started from today. So in this course, every day we will give you a list of topics we want you to cover. So we will give you a list of videos we want you to watch, a list of questions that you want you to answer, and every day from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. you will have a live class where we will cover one particular concept. So for the first 30 minutes, we will explain that concept in detail, and after that we will give you some questions to answer. The live classes happen every day from Monday to Friday from 8 to 9 p.m. So anybody who is looking to enroll for a good course, you should definitely check out the 3-month crash course for CAT, which is just starting today. Sai Karthik is saying, does doing research in labs count as work experience? For example, I worked for an year in research institute for my master thesis. Currently working in ISA as project assistant. Will this count? I'm not so sure, man. It depends on case by case basis. Normally, if it is an internship, it doesn't count. A full-time job always counts. Whether it is working as a research assistant or whether it is working in a lab assistant, if it is a full-time job, it will count. If it is a part-time job, it won't count. If it is an internship, it won't count. That is basically the thumb rule. Learn with Chirag is saying how to score as high as Marty sir, especially in quants. How to build up that mindset of solving all 22 questions. The first thing you have to do is you have to believe that you can do it. Once you believe that you can do it, that is half the battle won. Many people tell me that they are looking to attempt 15 questions, 16 questions out of 22, even very good students. So you are already setting a bar for yourself. If you want to solve 22 questions, every question you should not spend more than 2 minutes. And one thing I tell students, especially students who are already scoring say 99 percentile plus, is my approach to quant is very simple. When I look at a question, because of the practice I have, because of the number of questions I have solved, and number of questions I solve on a daily basis, when I look at a question, 70 to 80% of the time, I know exactly how to solve it. When I read a question, I know the first step. How do I know the first step? Because I've solved thousands of questions. Because of that, I save a lot of time. I'm able to assess whether a question is easy or not very quickly. This I get only through experience. If you want to do it, it is not difficult. You can definitely do it. The only thing I tell you is this, okay? If you're able to solve, say, 10 questions now, on an average in quant, if you want to increase it from 10 questions to 11 questions, you have to solve 100 questions between mocks. So you take a mock today and you're solving, say, 10 questions. And next time you take a mock, tomorrow you are again solving 10 questions. So on an average, you're solving 10 questions in quant. You're not happy with it. You want to increase that quant speed. What should you do? I would tell you to go back and solve 100 questions. These 100 questions should be mostly from the important topics, which is arithmetic, algebra, geometry. Solve a lot of questions. From each one of them, solve, say, 40 questions each. Then go back and attempt a mock. This time, on an average, you will be able to get 11 questions correct. To go from 11 to 12, you will have to solve another 100 questions. From 12 to 13, another 100 questions. Just keep solving more and more and more. When you solve more and more and more, you will also develop that habit that I have, which is when I look at a question, I know the first step. And that you'll develop only if you solve a lot of questions. There is no shortcut to it. Solve hundreds of questions, you will definitely improve, for sure. That much I can assure you. We have 164 people who are watching our stream live. Please do like the stream, guys. I want to get to at least 100 likes before the stream ends. 100, 125, 150 likes, I think we should definitely get before the stream ends. Satisfactory is saying, sir, while reading RC, after 2 paragraphs, the brain goes completely dumb. I cannot retain anything. This draws my overall score from 70 to 45. What should I do, sir? Very good question. What I would again tell you is very simple. There is no shortcut to it. For you to improve your comprehension skills, you'll have to inculcate a habit of reading between mocks. You should have this as a daily habit. You go and look at, in fact, we'll post that link for the sources of reading comprehensions in the last few years. In CAT 2023, there were 3 slots. Every slot had 4 reading comprehensions. Same with CAT 2022. Same with CAT 2021. These reading comprehensions came from certain websites, right? Every reading comprehension comes from certain websites. I would want you to go to those websites, bookmark those pages, and every day read at least 4 to 5 passages from these websites. Then you will have that habit of reading an entire paragraph, entire passage without losing your chain of thought, without losing your concentration. That again is a habit. I want you to develop it because that will help you in your reading comprehension. George Abraham is saying, sir, how to improve DLR score? There are 2 very good sources to improve your DLR score. To practice very good DLRs, that I think is the best way in which you can improve your DLR score. I've done a lot of streams where I explain my strategy for DLR. We'll post the link for it also. It basically covers what is my strategy when I approach the DLR section. How do I assess each of the 4 DLRs that come about, and how do I salvage a DLR section. I have discussed all of this in detail in many of my streams. We'll post the link for that stream in the video in the comment section. In addition to it, I would tell you to go through 2 very important sources for DLR. One important source, like many of you know, is the CAT previous year's papers. I've already mentioned this earlier in this stream itself. But if you're looking to download the PDFs for the CAT previous year's papers, you can download them for free on the Krakow website. And every slot, that is CAT 2023 slot 1, there are 4 DLRs. CAT 2023 slot 2, there are 4 more DLRs. These LRDs, just practice on your own. Try to solve it on your own. Spend 15-20 minutes in trying to solve it on your own. If you're able to solve it, that's fantastic. If you're not able to solve it, then you can watch the video solution. The link for the video solution is again given in the PDF itself. So go through the video solution. That is how you improve. The second very good source for DLR practice is the Krakow daily targets. Every day, the number of daily targets that are taken is around 10,000. 10,000 daily targets approximately are taken every single day. So you can assume or you can understand the number of people who are finding them very, very useful. Those also are very good resources for you to get good practice for DLR. So if you're enrolled to the Krakow daily targets, definitely don't miss out on them. Do those daily targets every single day. Hi sir, will the number of questions change this year since paper is set by IMC? Should we expect the same number of questions that were there in 2018? I would definitely not think so. In CAT 2018, the paper was for 3 hours. In 2024, it is known that the paper is for 2 hours. So I don't expect the number of questions to change. I think the number of questions have been constant for the last 3-4 years. I would expect it to remain the same. What I want you to go through the CAT 2018 paper mostly is to get an idea about the difficulty level. That I think might be similar to what was asked in CAT 2018. This is just my gut feeling, because I feel that if it is set by the same institute, the difficulty level will be similar. Nikhil Chandani is saying, sir, can you please make more videos on games and tournament sets? We would first post very important videos that we made on LRDIs. There are very useful LRDI videos that we made, which we uploaded in the last few years. In addition to it, we'll also post a video where Saili explains how to solve games and tournament sets in detail. So go through them. But in addition to it, we'll also try to make some more videos on games and tournaments. Prayatna Gupta is saying, is it enough if I solve minimum of 300 sets before CAT, or do I have to reach at least 400 to 500? Very interesting question. Very nice question. What I would tell you is the number of sets or keeping count of it is not super important, because suppose you are solving 100 sets of arrangements, you won't improve in the other ones. What is important is the diverse mix of sets that you're doing. If you're solving 300 diverse sets of different types of LRDI sets, that will be very useful. If you're solving 500 LRDI sets which are of the same type, it won't be useful. So solving 300 sets is good, but you should also solve them from good sources so that you solve a wide variety of LRDI sets. For that, if you're enrolled to the Krakow daily targets, we give one LRDI set every day. And we have chosen it in such a way that you get a diverse set of LRDIs. So if you're enrolled to the Krakow daily targets, do them every day. They'll be very, very useful. Divya C is saying, how do I manage time along with 9 to 5 job? Very interesting question, Divya. And I don't think you like my answer, but the way I would put it is, that is 8 hours of your day. You have 24 hours. Say you sleep for 7 hours. So that is 15 hours are gone. You still have 9 hours with you. And all I'm asking is, from those 9 hours, take out 3 hours, 3 good quality hours, so that you can put in effort and study. If you're telling me that you're not able to find 3 hours in your day to prepare for CAT, I would basically feel that maybe you're not as serious about CAT. Because I know people who are going to their office from 8 to 8, and they are putting in 2 to 3 hours every single day. One of the guy I met recently, he is doing it from 8 to 8, and he was following the advice I gave. He is sleeping early. Immediately after work, he comes home, he sleeps, he wakes up at 5, and he studies for 2 hours. And he is putting in a lot of effort on weekends. Now, if that guy can do it, I feel that, and if somebody else is not able to do it, and if one person is able to do it, the person who is doing it probably deserves that seat in the top institute. That is how I would look at it. So I would say that if you are working from 9 to 5, that is okay. Try to take out 3 hours of the remaining day to prepare for CAT. It is very important, and many of the other people, many of your competitors are doing that. Sardak Chaudhary is saying, how many mocks should I attempt? There is no fixed limit on the number of mocks that somebody should attempt, but I would say that normally around 25 mocks is a good number. We have 150 people who are watching this stream live. Guys, please do like this stream. Let us get to 100 likes. I just need another 20 likes. If you have just joined the stream, please do like it so that we can increase the number of likes. Sir, since number of test takers are increasing year on year, any assumption on the number of test takers this year? Will they increase when compared to 2023? My guess is it will increase. The reason for that is also, I feel that even though many people might disagree again, I feel that the economic levels of people are increasing steadily. The number of people who are reaching middle class, I think, is improving in India every year, year after year. So many of the people who were earlier going or obsessing over government jobs, I think they are looking to switch to MBA. Many of the people, the number of people who are taking this examination from Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, all of these areas, where the number of people who are suddenly getting into this middle class region, I think is increasing. Because of which, I would expect the number of people who are taking CAT to increase even this year. Because 5 years back, most of the guys would say that, okay, I'll finish my graduation and then I'll try to get a government job. I'll try to get a job in State Bank of India, some bank, or SSC, something or the other. I think some part of those guys are now shifting to try to do an MBA. Because of which, I think the number of CAT takers is increasing. Prayatna Gupta is saying, sir, is it possible to justify a gap of 1 year? I think that is fine. That is not an issue. Gap year, I would recommend you to not have it. But if for whatever reason you have it, don't obsess over it. It is something that can be easily explained in the interview. The reason I would ask you to not have the gap year is because it will affect your own mental health. You will feel more stressed out. You will be under more pressure. On the day of the examination also, you will have that stress. There will be so many things which are basically internal. Nobody else is going to judge you as much. Only I think you will start judging yourself. You will start questioning your choices. On the day of the examination, you will start thinking, what if I don't do well? All of this overthinking will happen on the day, which is not going to help you. So for that reason, I would tell you to not take a gap year. But if say you have taken a gap year for whatever reason, don't obsess over it. It is okay. That can be easily explained in an interview. The interviewer is not going to fixate on it. Most likely the candidate themselves fixate on it. Darun Shanmuganathar is saying, how to overcome procrastination, sir? See, again, these are the kind of questions where the answer is not very easy, because I want to give a polite answer. But if say there are two students, there is student A and there is student B. If student A is having issues with procrastination, if student A is having issues with laziness or something like that, then probably student A is not valuing a seat in a very good IIM. Say student B is there who is working hard, who doesn't have to struggle with procrastination, and he's putting in the effort, then results will definitely show. Somebody who is procrastinating is not going to do well. I feel that way. So if you are having these issues with procrastination, I would just feel that maybe you don't value the examination or value the seat as much, which I think is unfortunate. And if that is the case, that is fine. Okay, not everybody has to take CAT. Not everybody has to do an MBA. But if you have chosen to do an MBA, if you have chosen to take CAT, put in the best effort that you can. That is how I would look at it. But if you're not able to motivate yourself to study, I would feel that on some level you don't want to do an MBA. maybe you are just stuck here with nothing else to do, or maybe you're forced to do it, maybe there is peer pressure, or your parents are asking you to do, whatever might be the reason. If you're doing it in a half-hearted manner, unfortunately, I don't think that person will succeed. Anything when you're doing it with half-heartedness, that person won't succeed, because the competition is so high. There are so many other people who really want it, who are really doing it on their own. So it is very difficult for somebody who is not as determined to succeed. This is, again, I'm not sugarcoating it. This is, I'm telling you what I basically feel. So attempt CAT, try to do an MBA only if you really, really want to do an MBA. If you don't want to do an MBA, and if you're there because somebody else has like asked you to do it, or somebody else is doing an MBA, you'll have to again think about your choices. Okay, guys, I'll answer 2 more questions before the ending the stream. Please do like the stream, guys. We have 99 people who have liked the stream. I want to get at least 125 likes before the stream ends. Devendra Mandlo is saying, can someone strong in sections can get 90 percentile with weak in one section? Very good question. This is often asked to me also. The reason for that is because so many people are either very good at quant and very poor at verbal, or very good at verbal and very poor at quant. And they always tell themselves that, okay, say a non-engineer, for example, typically will feel that, okay, quant is my area of weakness. Now, whenever somebody tells me that, I immediately stop them. I tell them, okay, you should not look at it that way. Because the more you tell yourself that you're weak at quant, you are never going to improve in quant. It will become psychological. You will become paranoid about it. You'll start preparing in a defensive manner. You'll start feeling that, okay, कुछ भी करके क्वांट को संभालना है. अगर ऐसे अप्रोच करोगे तो सक्सीड नहीं होगे. वो काफी सिंपल है. तो मैं उनको बोलता हूं कि देखो, ऐसा मत देखो, वो सेक्शन को भी ऐसे अप्रोच मत करो. सेक्शन को ऐसे अप्रोच करो कि क्वांट में मैं सबसे ज्यादा इंप्रूव कर सकता हूं. क्वांट मेरा एरिया ऑफ स्कोरिंग होने का चांसेस काफी ज्यादा है. क्वांट एक लो हैंगिंग फ्रूट है, जिसमें मैं अगर एफर्ट मारूंगा तो सबसे ज्यादा मार्क्स बढ़ेगा क्वांट में. ऐसा देखना चाहिए. बेसिकली you have to look at it as that is the area where I'm going to improve the most. If you feel that way, then you'll also approach that section with more positivity, with more optimism, with more confidence. So if you feel that, if you think that, okay, can I get 9-10 percentile even by being weak in one area, I would want to rephrase it to say that there is one area where you can improve your score quite a lot. Put a lot of effort into that area, then you will definitely score 9-10 percentile. If you approach CAT by thinking that, okay, in one section I'm actually weak, but I still want to score 9 percentile, unfortunately, I don't think you'll get 9 percentile, because psychologically you are approaching the examination with a defensive mindset. That won't work. Even if you are weak in verbal, even if you are working quant or in LRDA, if there is one section where you think you are weak, I want you to put in more effort in that section and try to convert it into your area of strength. And it is possible. All 3 sections, if you put in effort, from a weakness they'll become strength. You have to just put in that effort. And I've seen that happen to many students. I can give you my own personal example. I'm a very serious chess player. By very serious chess player, I play a lot of chess online. I go and play tournaments. I'm very serious about it. And in chess, there are 3 parts. There is one which is opening, there is middle game, and there is end game. Normally, I used to be very bad at end games. I used to be decent at openings, I used to be decent at middle games. But end games, where most of the pieces get exchanged, end games, I used to, even if it is an equal end game, I used to make a mistake and I used to lose. And I used to become very psychologically afraid of end games. Then my decision making also used to be bad. Where in the middle game only, I used to take more risks. Because I used to feel that if this converts into an end game, I'll lose. So I used to take more and more risks, and I started losing in middle games itself because I was taking unnecessary risks. Then when I talked to some people, when I saw some videos, I realized that the way I'm approaching it is wrong. I should not tell myself that I'm weak at end games. Because if I keep telling myself that I'm weak at end games, I'm not going to become a better chess player. Then I told myself that end games is where I can become very strong at. So let me put in effort in end games. And if I put in a lot of effort, I'll become very good at it. And I started reading a lot of these end game books. There are many different positions where you have to solve, many videos that you can watch. And suddenly I put in a lot of effort in end games for a few months, and I became very good at it. Now, when a position is equal end game, I feel very good. I feel very confident. and many times an equal middle game I try to convert it into an end game, because I feel that I have a better chance of converting an equal end game into a win. This example I'm giving you because for years I used to struggle with end games. For years, okay, I've been playing chess since the last 15-20 years, but for the first 10 to 12 years, when it used to become an end game, I used to be scared. But when I started approaching it, that this is where I should not be scared, I should not be paranoid, I should try to make it my area of strength. I'll put effort into it and I'll become very good at it. This took me a lot of time, more than 10 to 12 years before that thought came into my head. But once that thought came into my head and I started putting in that effort for a few months, but study a lot of that, I read a lot of books, I read a lot of videos, I did a lot of work, but for a few months, then I became very good at it. So suddenly from my weakness, it became my strength. This is something that students can do even in CAT. If you feel that you're struggling in verbal, don't keep telling yourself and reiterating that you're weak at verbal, you're weak at verbal. Then you're always going to remain weak at verbal. If you feel that in verbal this year I scored 10 marks, but many of my peers who got similar CAT percentile, overall percentile, they scored 30 marks, 35 marks, it would mean that if I put in some effort, I can score 20 extra marks in verbal, 20 extra marks. So you have to look at it that way, that if I put in some effort, the scope for improving my overall score is maximum in verbal. If you look at it that way, I think you'll definitely succeed in the examination. Okay guys, that's it for today. Please do like the stream and thanks for tuning in.